Hello, everyone. Welcome to Library of Lindsay. My name is Lindsay. I recently switched away from Kindle to my Kobo Libra Color. When I decided to post videos about this, I wanted to help people learn more about this new device because Kobo isn't as talked about as Kindle. The most common question I received with an overwhelming response: where are you going to buy your ebooks now that you're not buying your ebooks from Amazon.com? Just due to Amazon's presence, it's not hard to understand why people were so confused when I was leaving Kobo on how I was leaving the Kindle ecosystem. They didn't understand that there were other ebook alternative websites out there that I could buy ebooks from. Today, I'm going to be talking about what other ebooks websites there are out there, where can you buy ebooks, specifically pointing out, are they usable for the Kindle user, are they usable for the Kobo user? So let's get into it. When you Google ebook websites, at least for me, Barnes& Noble comes up, which is very surprising because I remember when my boyfriend was trying to use his Barnes& Noble membership to buy ebooks and he couldn't figure it out. He knew that they sold ebooks, but he didn't really understand. At the time, we were not DRM savvy, and he just didn't understand how to get the Barnes& Noble Nook ebooks onto the Kindle. Barnes does have their own ebook part of their website. You can buy ebooks, but they are specifically geared towards the Nook e-reader. And for those that do not know, the Nook e-reader is their e-reader type. It's basically a Kindle alternative owned by Barnes & Noble. You could try it out in store, see it and touch it and feel it before making the purchase for your Nook. Personally, I didn't really like the UI, but I know many people enjoy supporting Barnes & Noble and enjoy the Nook. The ebooks have their own DRM, meaning they are not compatible with Kindle, as Amazon restricts anything that doesn't have their own DRM basically to be ported onto the Kindle, except only a handful of other things. You can with Caliber. It's possible to remove the DRM, but it's not straightforward. My boyfriend and I had a hard time trying to figure it out. Never actually ended up using any of the Nook books to put on our Kobo. With Caliber, it is compatible with Kobo. It just takes a lot of work and it's not straightforward. As I said, we couldn't figure it out, but I believe people on Reddit have figured it out, so it's not impossible. There is no price match guarantee. So Barnes & Noble can price their ebooks at whatever they want, even if the pricing is incorrect compared to another website like Amazon or something else. They will not price match, which is important to note. Next up on my list is the Rakuten Kobo ebook store. Within my Kobo, there's a ebook store that I could purchase books from, integrated into the Kobo ecosystem. They are mainly geared towards their Kobo line of e-readers, the Clara, the Libra Color, but some of the books do not have digital rights management, DRM. It's really author dependent. Kobo said in their FAQ basically that books only have DRM if it's required by the author. Some are DRM free, some are not DRM free. It just depends on the book that you're trying to read. With all of this, as you can imagine, it's not compatible with your Kindle e-reader, but they do have a price match guarantee. So if you go to Kobo and see a book that's a different price point than on Amazon.com, you can reach out to Kobo asking for them to price match that book, and they will do so, which is a phenomenal business tactic for a company that is trying to compete with Amazon. As you can imagine, there are Kindle deals that become available. People like myself might reach out to Kobo saying, hey, this looks very enticing. Maybe I'm going to switch to Kindle unless you price match, and they will, which is super cool. Next up on my list is I think my favorite one on the list. It's bookshop.org. Bookshop.org has been a website that has sold physical books and supported your local indie bookshops for a while. They just got into the ebook space recently, I believe within the last 6 months. Their ebooks, now when purchased, support your local bookstores. Kind of like Libro FM. When you get a Libro FM membership, you get to pick a bookstore that you support. It has a similar business model with bookshop.org. They are not compatible with Kindle, but they do have their own app that you could read on your device like an iPad or a Books e-ink tablet. They're not compatible with Kindle, but they potentially will be compatible with Kobo later this year. In their FAQ document, they stated that they are working to partner with Kobo later in 2025, which would be great because for myself, I would love to contribute to my local indie bookstores. I would 100% buy my ebooks from bookshop.org versus Kobo's own website because I'm then supporting my local community. If you don't have an e-reader, I highly recommend checking bookshop.org out. If you are just using an app, I know there are a lot of Kindle app users out there that just use the Kindle app and that's it on their iPad or iPad minis. If you are one of those, check out bookshop.org because you're not only supporting a non-Amazon company, you're supporting your local bookstores. Like, how cool is that? And I forgot to mention they do not price match either, which is unfortunate. Next up on the list, we have Google Play. They have their own reading app. They have digital rights management on some of the books, but not other books, and they do not price match either. As you can imagine with Google Play, they're more geared towards their app than anything else. So it's possible on Kobo using Calibre to download some of the Google Play books. I believe when doing research, people have done it, as well as for those that have iPads or books, e-readers, you can download the app and be able to use Google Play Books no problem on your iPad, iPad mini, books, e-ink, tablet, etc. But this is one of the more versatile ones. Yes, of course, it is supporting another large conglomerate. But I will say it is not Amazon. Google does not own a large share of the book market. So anything away from Amazon, in my opinion, is better, even if it's Google, even if it's another big business. And they do not price match. And finally, the last one that I have on this list today as a Amazon alternative ebook store is Apple Books, actually. So Apple Books is, in terms of digital rights management and DRM, is the most stringent. I don't think that people have figured out how to bypass the DRM to get it onto Calibre, to get onto your Kobo. So this would be just for users looking to use their app, as they do not own any e-readers, and it's not compatible with the Kindle, as you can imagine with the DRM. For those iPad, for those books users, this is another app that you could utilize if you're already in the Apple ecosystem and might be worthwhile checking out. They do not price match either. After doing all of this research, I realized one thing. The ebook market sucks. I really feel like as consumers, we're getting the short end of the stick when it comes to this competition and competitive market space. Every single one that I've mentioned, except for bookshop.org, which huge shout out to them, not only for their mission, but the fact that they're willing to collaborate with another company, because every other one that I mentioned are forcing you to stay within their ecosystem. At least they're really trying with their DRM. I really hope that bookshop.org is able to partner with Kobo in the coming months, because for people like me, that is a huge win on where my dollars are spent and going to. I use Libro FM, which is the Audible alternative that has the same mission, and I absolutely love the fact that it has that mission, considering now I know my dollars are not only being going to me owning audiobooks, but I am supporting my local independent bookstores around in my area. I will say this market does give a lot of opportunity for just Kindle app users. When I was posting my video about how Amazon was no longer going to be allowing you to download your books as of February 26th, I posted this on TikTok. Many people were saying, hey, I don't know what to do. I'm a Kindle app user exclusively. I don't have a Kindle. I can't download anything, because owning a Kindle was a requirement of that download function. If you are out there right now and you just use the Kindle app, I would consider switching. Switch to bookshop.org's app. That is such an easy thing for you to do. Switch to Kobo's app, switch to Apple's app, switch to Google's app, switch to anything else besides Kindle. Let's make this movement away from Amazon easier. And for you, hopefully in the future, you're able to understand and feel good about the choices that you have made when it comes to your ebooks. There were a surprising amount of people that were just Kindle app users, like either on their iPad or on their books, e-ink tablet. I think most people were just on their iPad though. So if you are, please consider checking out bookshop.org. Obviously, out of all of these, this is the best option for you. And you have this exclusive opportunity, since you use apps, you don't use a specific e-reader, to go ahead and not support Amazon. And while doing that switch, support your local independent bookstores. To wrap up here, this analysis also got me thinking, why don't we just use our local libraries more? I was going to include the library as an opportunity here for potential ebook markets, but I wanted to include it at the end instead, because here's my ask of you. Are you willing to wait a few extra weeks to get that ebook downloaded onto your device? If so, I would check out getting a library card at your local library. It not only supports and demonstrates that there's a community need for your library, it's free, and it'll save you money. And they're compatible with devices like this. Like Kobo actually has Libby, which is my library app, Overdrive, integrated into my device. Kindle, you can send everything to Kindle. It's the same thing. For books, you could use the Libby app. For your iPad, you could use the Libby app and read within the app. There are so many great resources from your library. I highly recommend checking it out if you really truly do not care about owning your ebooks. If you are not a rereader, please use your local library. Thank you all for watching. I would appreciate if you could like and subscribe on this video. It really helps out a small YouTube channel like myself grow a little bit on YouTube. What do you guys think about all of this? Do you already use Amazon ebook alternatives? Did you even know that these alternatives existed? I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.